she said we're live, but...
You ready? I'd like to call the meeting to order.
Not on.
Is it on?
Go click it. I don't think you're on.
Not on.
Go up to the podium, bud. You can call it to order from up there. It's allowed.
I'd like to call the meeting to order. Tim, pledge allegiance, please.
Good evening. I asked Bud if I could say a few words just before we do the Pledge of Allegiance. Tonight's a fun night. We get to recognize a lot of community people who have really changed the world of our community for the better. A couple of years ago, my mom passed away, and when going through her things, we found a citation that was given by the U.S. Army to my dad for the Bronze Star. We didn't know it as kids, but he was one of the men who was at Normandy on D-Day 75 years ago tonight. So I asked Bud if I could just ask everyone if you have someone in your family who has served. If you have served, if you know someone who's served, please be sure to say thank you, because we get to complain about a lot of stuff here in the United States. My day's never been as tough as the day I'm sure my dad had 75 years ago. So in his memory and in memory of all those served, if you join me in the Pledge of Allegiance tonight. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thanks, Bud.
Yeah, that's fine. Testing.
We'll just speak up, Kim.
Okay. That works.
We have a quick Board of Selectmen meeting tonight, then we'll get on with the presentations. Opportunity to add agenda items.
Sure, I'd like to recommend that we remove from the agenda item number 4 and defer till a later time the request for a car wash after in the town hall parking lot.
Okay.
And also recommend that we add an agenda item to allow the first selectman to review and adjust town employee salaries for all those people who are not elected, so no salary changes for the folks who are elected, consistent with the approved budget from May of 2019.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Resolution passes. Next item is the approval of the resolution, for the Memorandum of Understanding for the fiscal year 2019 Homeland Security Grant, and authorize me as the first selectman to sign all associated documents.
I move to approve the memorandum of the agreement, blanket document, and the blanket resolution, and to authorize the first selectman to fill out all necessary documentation for the 2019 Homeland Security Grant.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes. The next item is the Boards and Commission Housing Authority appointment.
I'll do that one.
Go right ahead.
I move to approve Teresa Schmidt to the Housing Authority to fill the vacancy of Robert Landry with a term expiring on December 22nd, 2019.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Lastly, I'd like the appointment of the Municipal Veterans Representative, David McCafferty. Would you stand up, David, please? David has successfully completed the training to be the Municipal Veterans Representative. I'm requesting approval from the Board of Selectmen to appoint Mr. McCafferty.
So moved.
Second, and very proud of you, David, and thanks for all you do for the veterans in this town.
Take a vote.
Lastly,
Need to vote on that, but
yeah, all in favor?
aye.
Aye.
Motion passes.
Yes. Move to approve payments in the amount of $397,705.16.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Can I borrow your pen? Thanks.
Now on with the program.
Yes. Who's first?
Jeff.
Jeff Moore, would you come up, please? I am pleased and honored to present the 2019 Adolph P. Anderson Quality Employee Award to Jeff Ward. Jeff has been with the town of Summers since 2010 as our Chief Engineer, Director of Land Use Services, and Deputy Emergency Management Director. And through my many interactions with Jeff, I've come to appreciate his continuous commitment, his hard work, his attention to detail, his proactive involvement, his willingness to help and to assist, and his steady personality and unflappable attitude. Everyone loves Jeff, which is reflective of his character and who he is. I've always been somewhat skeptical of engineers who don't have all their fingers or make precise guesswork based upon unreliable data provided by people with questionable knowledge, or those engineers that have as their motto, if it isn't broken, take it apart and fix it. I can assure you Jeff does have all his fingers and never guesses about an engineering problem because he has all the tables, slide rulers, charts, maps, books, and past experience of failures to properly analyze all of the metrics that result in the proper solution. On a more serious note, Jeff's yeoman work with the efforts on the Summersville Mill remediation project, his interaction with GEI, DEEP, DECD, EPA, ROC, ABCA, Malone and McBroom, and the rest of the alphabet soup of confusing and unproductive state agencies. Jeff rightly deserves this award, as well as the Patience of Job Award. Thank you, Jeff, for all your assistance you've given to me, the Board of Selectmen, and the citizens of Summers. We are fortunate to have you a part of our team, and you are most deserving of this award. Congratulations.
I'm out from behind.
Yeah, over here.
Over by the flag.
I'm glad you guys working hard.
Oh, I'm next? Okay. I'm here to give our friends in the room a bird's eye view of Kathy Moulton. She is one of the, I know she's nervous, she keeps putting that eyes that way and that way, don't talk about me, but we are. Kathy has been in the food pantry working for maybe over 25 years, and over the last 10 she's the organizer and the director. And Barry Cass would call it $0 because whenever, they might even have that encrypted on his grave someday, because whenever Kathy goes somewhere, she tries to bargain for $0 for the folks at the food pantry so that she can get the very best for them. She really, truly cares for her clients and does so much. But she's also a cautious spender so that the poor can have more. And she does a lot of ordering online, probably at night when other people are sleeping. Kathy's still thinking about what I can do better for these clients of mine to make them more comfortable. I know she spends every waking moment thinking about her clients, and everybody knows that, and they appreciate it. And the folks that work with you, they're here tonight because they appreciate, Kathy, what you do and what an example you are for the town. When you need help, you're not afraid to call for it, and she has this little crew that works at the Dunkin' Donuts. It started with Wolf Schissel, and when they have to empty these big trucks that she orders to come in with food, they will come along. I think it's every other week or so that you really do get these big orders that come in. And we are making all these folks who have so little feel so welcome, and it's you, the leader, and it's your great group of volunteers that are here with you tonight. We thank you for that, Kathy. We also, we'd like to think about the fact of Kathy and as a friend too. Kathy has done wonderful things for me in my lifetime. I'm going to tell you just a few. My sister's father-in-law was dying. Kathy came almost every day to check on him and to guide us. I said I liked these kind of infinity scarves, and in 2 days she brought me 5 or 6 of them. And she made them. And when I had surgery, she brought me soup till no end, and she made soap for me as well. But she does that for every friend she has, and any friend in need. She's right there for them. And if she doesn't feel well, she never quits. She has the most positive attitude of anyone, and it's a good lesson for everybody. Now, recently she's decided to add more to her list. She now has a program going at Woodcrest for the shut-ins. So they provide, a list of what they need, and the food pantry puts it together. So she's incorporating more people into the need, and it's so good, and we're so proud to have your whole crew here, and we're so proud of all you do. And Kathy, thanks for your leadership. You certainly deserve this award.
Kathy, why don't you hold the flowers, please?
These are the flowers. You can't hold it.
Very good.
I'd like to ask Brad Pelletier to come on up front for me. Hello, Brad. Hello. So, if you folks haven't had a chance to meet Brad yet, you haven't been trying. I think I first met you probably 8 years ago when I was wrapping up an 8-year term on the Board of Education and getting involved in other things that the town roped you into. Probably around 2011, I think you were chairman of the Planning Commission back then, and we were working on something. I can't remember what it was, but I think we ended up spinning off into capital improvement projects. Then we met again on the Summersville Mill Ad Hoc Advisory Committee. I have to make sure I get that right. See, I don't have all those letters like you had, but only a guy with the name of C.G. Budnor could talk about all the D, E, C, D, and DEP things. But probably a couple other groups here and there that we met around, and then did some work on charter revision, Brad. You're being honored this evening for what we often see in Summers as recognizable in the leadership citizens we have here. It isn't just one thing that Brad and others do, it's that they'll do whatever's necessary to make the community more livable, more welcoming, and more inviting for neighbors, friends, newcomers, and families. Congratulations, Brad. Thank you.
No, I'm fine. Okay. That's for, Jeff, you can't spoil that. Okay, this is for you over here.
Need engineering to fix
Right
that
on
one.
that. Yes, you're right on the flag. You are.
You are.
Can I touch it? Very good. I was going to say, yeah, I'm going this way. That was my own way. Yeah. Watch out.
Let's see.
And next up, Jim Patson, please join us up at the front.
Kathy,
So I just said that we often see individuals raising their hand for lots of different committees. If you're only going to do one, make it a big one. So I want to recognize Jim Passon. He took on that big one. One of the landmarks we have in Summers has been the fire tower. It's been there for a long time. It's this destination for residents and visitors to meet, to hike, and take in the view from surrounding towns. I'm not a native of Summers. I moved here in 1987, but my wife is a native, and she gave me a little bit of biography on you and the family just to work with. So apparently my wife used to work with this guy and his brothers at a catering place that Jim's dad owned. And his dad was the leader of the tribe, I guess, and there were a lot of fun meals served and some fun stuff after dinners and things of that sort. Served a lot of food, but what I see in what Jim's accomplished at Soapstone is that he's following his dad's footsteps in improving Summers, not just for their own personal recognition or benefit, but for the community at large. I know you had a lot of community support. Nice shirts, by the way. I like it. A lot of donated labor, a lot of donated money and materials, but support only comes when a leader provides a clear objective and gets in to do the work shoulder to shoulder with those volunteers and supporters. So tonight I want to recognize the efforts of you and your team, specific to what you accomplished up on Soapstone Mountain with the fire tower and the area around. Thanks, Jim.
Can we get a picture of all the shirts too?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, all the winners and then the shirts? All the shirts, okay.
All the shirts.
All the shirts. Winning shirts, yeah, my shirt, Thank you. Oh, yeah. Oh, sure, I'm gonna try. Should probably take this. Oh, yeah. You gotta stay there for a minute, I'm gonna take a couple. Okay, 1 minute. Hold on, I'm Awesome, thank you. Thank you. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you guys. Yeah, all the winners?
Stay on. Jeff?
I love those shirts, those are great.
Yeah, great.
Yeah, we need the flash too.
Oh, yeah, well, we're gonna do all the winners. Okay. Big star. All right. Beautiful. Thank you so much,
Congratulations again to all the winners. Please join us for some refreshments.
Going to take a vote to close the meeting out?
Yes? Where's Kathy? Kathy?
Hey, Kathy.
Kathy?
We got to vote to adjourn so people can eat.
Motion to adjourn. Motion to adjourn.
We got to have snacks. We got to have snacks so we can have snacks. So you make a motion to
Okay,
adjourn.
I move to adjourn.
I second.
Aye.
Aye.
Buona festa. We have food there for you. You can visit with your friends. There's beverages. Please